All right, all right, all right. Welcome back to Duskwood. This is episode 7, the finale. But while we wait for everybody to join, let's go ahead and change our theme. Now, if you guys remember, I had a little a poll, and overwhelmingly, Raven was selected over Neville. Now, both Neville and Raven are both very good as far as visually, but Raven, I mean, by over 80%, beat Neville. So we will go ahead and choose Raven. Now, I promised that we would go through the last two puzzles, and we will while we wait for everybody to join. Well, I can't promise I'm going to beat these puzzles. I did beat them already twice each, number 11 and 12. I can't say I'm going to beat them this time, but we're going to give it a shot. And we're going to go through each one of them once, and then we'll get right into the story, the finale of episode 7. So in this one right here, you have to work on primarily getting all of the glass broken. You have some power-ups in the top, the left, the right, and the bottom. But again, you have to work on just getting all of the windows broken. And we're going to try to speed run through this. Again, probably not going to beat it, but at least you guys have an idea of what to do when you get to this puzzle, if you haven't already. As you can see, the colors for the power-ups change after each play. How can I? Yeah, so it's actually pretty difficult to be able to see through the mask. I can see colors, and I can barely see the words. It all just kind of blurs together. So I will try to read out as many comments as I can. I think I saw one asking why I'm wearing the mask. I'm kind of trying to portray Jake today. In the last episode 6 finale, I did a man without a face. I did that kind of mask, which was pretty cool. It was like that very cool burlappy kind of it was like burlappy kind of scarecrow mask, right? It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was same thing though. It was pretty hard to see out of it. It's actually easier to see out of this one than it was the other mask. I actually have the mask. It's sitting right over there. We're actually getting pretty close to potentially beating this one. I don't think we will, though. I don't see how I'm going to be able to complete these colors on the left-hand side. I got 5 more windows. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. Oop. That's not what I'm thinking. There we go. Yeah, 1 move left. It doesn't look like we're going to do it. But you guys get the idea, right? You guys get the gist of what this one gives you. Now, the last puzzle, very difficult puzzle. As you can see here, we need to work on getting those cinder blocks, right? We have a lot of shields that we have to get through. It's actually very, very difficult. It's not an easy puzzle to complete. Do I watch anime? I do. I do watch a lot of anime. I really enjoy anime. Yeah, I enjoyed playing Among Us with you guys as well. And we'll probably get back into that. I had a lot of Duskwood we had to get through, and I kind of wanted to get back into getting actual videos out there of other games and gameplay. And but we'll get back to playing Among Us all together. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed being able to communicate with you guys and talk with you guys, and when we were all playing Among Us, it was very enjoyable. I mean, that was a lot of fun to do, and being able to talk and communicate with you guys at the same time is just, it's great. So you see how there's these lines, right, all next to the shields. Some of them have breaks in between the crosses there, so you can move colors in between them. However, I can't see those with the mask on. So I'm like trying to move certain colors. I'm like, it's not working because of the jam masks in the way. But this one is a very difficult puzzle because you have to get as many of those cinder blocks done as possible. Why don't I change out the mask then? Because then that defeats the purpose of being Jake right now. That's all we want to do is be Jake. I've got just enough vision to be able to do everything that we need today. We will be okay. And if Jake can do it, I can do it, right? If Jake can do it, I can do it. All of my little cinder blocks are all down at the bottom, making it very difficult. But we're getting close. We are getting close. Can we get this win? We need 2 cinder blocks. We have 5 moves to do it. We can get one right here. We just need one more. Let's see where we can get it. Oh, perfect. Right there. There you go. Well, at least we got the win for the final puzzle. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right back into our story. And we have Dan here. Let me get this camera a little bit out of the way. That way we can see. We have Dan here. Dan reached out to us. He says hi. Okay. Unfortunately, I want to keep your guys' comments on the screen, but I can't read the messages. So I'm gonna have to take out your guys' comments for now. That way we can get through it. So Dan says hi. Hi yourself, still among the living. And then hello, Dan. We're just good. We're gonna be nice to Dan. We'll be nice to Dan. I mean, Dan's one of my favorite characters. I mean, he's not my favorite, but he's one of the favorites. He's very straightforward, very honest about just about everything. Let's see how he's doing. I mean, he's still in the hospital. We're trying to get him out of the hospital. In the last episode, we talked about getting everybody out of Duskwood, right? Moving him out of Duskwood and getting him out there. And Richy knows a place where we can move everybody. So Dan is not doing very good. He's doing pretty shitty, but at least someone asking for a change. Me, tongue tied, of course, because I care. I care about Dan. I care about everybody in Duskwood. Since your club is on summer break right now, I thought I'd speak to you or speak to the leader myself. I want to help. Oh, Dan wants to help. I want him to help too. I don't think it's a trick. Is it a trick? I don't think it's a trick. Did they take away your TV? And why do you suddenly think you could help? Let's find out why he thinks he can help. I think that would be a good question for him. But I might be a breath of fresh air in your stuffy, dusty den. Let's see. Let's give him a condition. Let's give him a condition. Under one condition, you need to be nice to me, Dan. Stop being a jerk. I want to I want to know a secret. We know a secret about Dan. Dan used to work in a flower shop. It was one of his first. It was one of his first. One of his first jobs. Right. Right. Working in a flower shop. But we need to make sure Dan doesn't talk to anybody about it. Right. Because there's a lot of talk going on, and we just need to make sure he doesn't talk. There's a video. There's a video that we want to talk to him about. Let's send him the video. And if everybody, if you don't remember what this video is, I'm going to go ahead and play it for you right now. Just a random chair sitting in between or sitting on the one side of the sliding glass door. Next thing you know, they start banging on the door. Let's see if he understands. Let's see if Dan can make anything about it. All right. Oh, what do you mean where I got it? You don't have to worry about where I got it, but I got it. But should we be honest with Dan? I think we should probably be honest with Dan, right? Tell him we got it from Hannah. But you know what? Right now, that's not important. It's not important where we got it from. It's the fact that we have it. Can I have some more context? I thought you wanted to help, Dan. If you want to help, you're gonna have to help. It looks like a mounted surveillance camera, right? Right. Just kind of sitting there. A little mounted surveillance camera. And the camera is set to activate as soon as something moves in its field of view. Right. I mean, we kind of figured that one out. The video was definitely shot at night. You can tell by the light. Well, obviously, Dan, we're not. He's talking to us like we have no idea. The video might have been edited afterwards too. Don't say anything. In a dark bedroom. I don't think it was edited. Was it in a bedroom? I couldn't tell if it was in a bedroom or not. You can't really tell. There's a chair there, but the chair kind of seemed um like a dining table chair, right? But I don't want to not. I'm not a fan of not saying anything, so we got to say something. So let's ask if it was in a dark bedroom. There's a bed on the right side. I don't remember seeing a bed. You guys remember seeing a bed? I don't remember seeing a bed. I'm guessing it's a porch door. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like maybe in a dining room or something. Might be a balcony. No idea. I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a sliding glass door, right? It's a sliding glass door, so it's probably going out to a balcony. I think if anyone or anything came through that door, this camera was supposed to film it, right? So maybe whoever that was thinking like somebody was supposed to be coming to get him. That's possible. It's possible. A scary thought. Don't say anything. What do you mean by something? So yeah, but yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I work as a security guard from time to time. Okay. Did we know that? Did we know about Dan working as a security guard? I don't remember. I don't remember. Once a year, I even work on this big convention in Colville. I keep watch over the stalls and all that stuff there. At night, I mean. And they used to, they use these cameras. They use these cameras too for the entrance outside and on the premises. But I've never seen one in private use in a bedroom before. What the hell have you got yourself into? Well, you know what I got myself into, Dan. You know what I got myself into. We started helping you guys. Started helping the group, right? That's what I got myself into. All right. Thanks, Dan. It really helped, I guess. I mean, we knew it was a camera. We knew it was set up motion detecting. I mean, that was all just common sense, but at least Dan feels like he's a part of it now, right? I mean, that's he feels like he's part of the group. Lily. Lily. Hello, Lily. I've scanned the letter and uploaded it. Here's the link. Oh, we're getting ready to go to the link. I'm afraid I can't tell you anything about this form. I don't know anyone called Ted Madruga, and Hannah never mentioned him either. Interesting. Why were you even looking through Hannah's mail in the first place? So why would... Oh my God. So why would she want to visit him in jail? I'm sure Jake can find out some useful information about him. Yes, I'm sure Jake can find out all the information about Ted. Why he was in jail. That's all public knowledge. That's all public records anyways. It's public records. So we can find that out no problem. Feel free to send him a link. I gotta start packing now. Oh, she's packing. She's getting ready to move because Richy found a place where he can rent and they can all stay. Cleo called me earlier. We're supposed to meet at that house this evening before dusk. Then I won't stop you. Drive safely. Yes, that would be best for you, for your safety. So I won't stop you. I won't stop you. You do what you got to do, Lily. Get out there, get to safety. See you later. I will meet you there. Oh, we got a group chat. The ultimate, oh, I almost forgot to pack that list. Toothbrush, towels, clothes for murky weather, pack warm jacket, lighter, charger for your phone, the phone itself, flashlight, and or commodities or candies. Candies? They sometimes have issues with the electricity theme. Who's bringing the food, by the way? Can we write? Can't write anything. Okay. Let's see. What do we do? Let's go ahead and talk to Richy. Don't forget your Boy Scout handbook. Great list. It was a good list. It was a good list. It was a decent list. You're aware that this isn't going to be some fun family vacation, aren't you? And are you relieved? I mean, I don't know. Is he relieved? I would be relieved. It seems like they're all getting together. They're all going to be staying safe. It's a good idea. Richy had this was a good idea for Richy. I feel like it's a step in the right direction. The police investigation appears to be in full throttle. We're taking ourselves out of the line of fire. The only way is up for us. That's right. That's right, Richy. You're figuring this thing out. Figuring it out, and everyone's going to be safe. Everyone's going to be safe. It's going to be great. I think so too. This is going to be perfect. Everyone, get him out of Duskwood. They can come stay with Tongue Tie. Come stay with me. I'll keep everybody safe. Anyway, I hope I can finally sleep in peace again in that house, because I haven't really been sleeping that well lately. It's understandable. It's very understandable. I hope you can get a good night rest as well. Has Jesse messaged you at all? That's right. Jesse quit the job. Jesse and Richy weren't friendly with each other lately. Don't want you guys arguing. We need everybody on the same page. Don't want anybody arguing. Richy thinks it's all going to be just fine. Let's just make sure that he knows that he can talk to us. Right. I mean, we knew that, but we weren't supposed to know that, but we knew that. But yeah, she definitely quit. I already knew that. I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. I'm not gonna act like oblivious, because I mean the group knows that I can see texts, I think, or at least they know that Jake can see it all. Maybe not necessarily me, but Jake can. So I'm not gonna play completely oblivious to it all, but we'll just say I'm sorry. So you don't have to be. I'm sure she wasn't being serious. Once we all have our normal lives back, I'm sure everything is gonna clear right up. I've got the feeling we'll have overcome everything soon. I think you're right, Richy. I think you're right. I think so too. I think everything's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be all right. We're gonna find Hannah. We're gonna get everybody out of Duskwood. We're gonna figure out who the man without a face is. And we're gonna save everybody, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good thing. Oh, by the way, I took care of Dan's car finally. Oh, what'd you find out? What'd you find out, Richy? I mean, we already know what he found out. He said that there was no tampering at all with Dan's car. His accident was entirely his own fault. So the story checks out. What he told Dan is exactly what he's telling us. Or more likely the fault of a certain Mr. Jack Daniels. Yes, because Dan was drinking. He was drinking. That's so true. So true. Oh, I was getting ready to click on it. And he told them that in a private chat? Question mark. Well, I guess that's not bad. I mean, we can ask him if he told him that in a private chat. I mean, that's essentially asking him if he told Dan. I wonder if he tells us what Dan's reaction is. Didn't want to put him on blast like that. True. That was good. So how did he react? Let's see if his statements coincide, because Dan definitely didn't believe it. Pretty unexpectedly, to be honest. How so? What does that mean? Like, how did you expect him to react unexpectedly? Unusual for Dan. I mean, I don't know. Dan didn't believe it. He was so calm and collected instead of angry and raging. True. You really checked the car thoroughly, though, right? Of course he did. Why do you ask that? Because it was an option. Other than not saying anything at all, it was my only option. Just making sure. Because I kind of believe Dan, and just ask. That's just making sure. I'm just making sure. Because I'm not sure if I mean, I believe Dan because he doesn't lie or anything, or at least as far as we know, he doesn't. But I definitely know Dan was drinking that night too. So who knows what happened? Was it Dan's fault? Did somebody tamper with his stuff? Who knows? Anyway, the whole thing's off the table now, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. You know, I was wondering how everything would have gone if you weren't with us. I'll tell you how it would have gone. You all wouldn't have been comfy cozy right now. You all would have been disappeared. He would have gotten every single one of you. What makes you wonder that? I've asked myself that too. And sounds like you've got too much time on your hands. But I don't know, like what makes him wonder that? Like, why would he wonder? I mean, obviously, Tongue Tied has helped out in so many ways. What do you mean, no idea? You know you have an idea. You might have never been marked. You would have never found the man without a face. And we're never going to find out. That's true. It's true. We're never going to find out if I wasn't there to help him out because I am here. But who knows? I mean, we haven't even found the man without a face yet anyways. At least we don't know who it is. But we're never going to find out because I am here. You're bored already? I'm not bored. What if Hannah hasn't been found because of us? What if someone is typing to frame us? Or to frame Phil? What if someone is trying to frame Phil? Hmm. It kind of seems like somebody is trying to frame Phil. Might be possible. I mean, nobody from our group. Someone who knew he'd be on Hannah's telephone list, right? So, But how would they know what Hannah's telephone list is? How would they know that? The only person that knows Hannah's telephone list is myself and Jake, unless the police have records. Could this be an inside job with the police? Like, was it a police officer? Was it Alan, the police chief? And because he has Hannah's records, he was able to link Phil and then arrested Phil, trying to frame Phil to take the heat off himself. I have no idea. But who would all know about Hannah's phone log other than myself and Jake? It would be the police. It'd be the police chief, right? I just heard a scream from the forest. A scream from the forest. Was it a male or female? Are you sure? Was it a human scream? Was it a human? Might have just been an animal. Who knows? It was a human. What are you talking about, Richy? You hear a jam scream from the forest? Don't you go in the damn forest. Don't you get closer. Don't you do it. Again. You need to get out of there. Maybe someone needs help. Richy, I've got a bad feeling about this. Don't go in the forest, Richy. Don't go in the forest, Richy. Oh, Richy's calling us.
Hey, well, that wasn't just any random scream. There was someone shouting my name, that's for sure. Straight from the forest.
What?
Wait a sec. I'll turn on the camera.
Okay, light. That's better than dark.
Huh.
I don't see anything.
All quiet now. Hey, what if that was Hannah?
What up, Richy?
What if she needs my help?
What do you see?
I think I saw someone.
Oh. Oh. Get him, Richy. Go get him. Get him, Richy. Who is it? Is it the man without a face? Go get him, Richy. Yo, kick his ass, Richy. Let's go.
Hello? Hello? Hannah?
Oh. What? What? What's happening? Richy? Richy? Did you get hit? What? No! Oh, that's not good. No way. Crows in the background. I don't want to like end the call. That's not good at all. And Richy, when he's bleeding out of his mouth, that's internal. That's not like you just got hit on top of the head or something and knocked out. That's not good. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. No way. I'm wondering, am I stuck in like a loop or something right now? Richy. I don't want to hang up. You gotta be kidding me. It's Richy. Really? There's no way. Alright, I guess I'll hang up. I don't want to hang up. Something happened to Richy. Oh no! Gotta be kidding me. Let me turn the sound down just so I can talk to you guys for a second. Richy, come on. I can't believe it. Richy's gone. Richy's gone from us, guys. And like I was saying, like that wasn't just like an attack like Jesse. That wasn't just a Jesse attack. Jesse got knocked on the head. She fell down. She got knocked out. Like that was it. But Richy, when you got blood coming out of your mouth like that, that's internal bleeding. Whether it's in your lungs, your stomach, that's not good. That means whoever that was, man without a face, came up behind him and I don't know, stuck him in the back, like in the lung or something. That wasn't good at all. And it came out of it. Richy, come on. Let's get you guys' comments back up here so you guys can see. So what do you guys think's happening? Who's the man without a face? I don't know if certain subscribers are here, but there were a lot of you subscribers talking about Richy being the man without a face. A lot of people were sussing Richy all through episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe not so much in episode 6, but you all were sussing Richy. Could it be somebody now? Let me throw this out there to you guys. There was a conversation we were having. I can't remember what the conversation it was about, but there was 3 people from the group that were missing from this conversation. One of them was Richy. The other one was Lily, which Lily's not the man without face. We all know Lily's back on our side. And the third person was Thomas. Thomas was missing from that group chat as well at one point in time. But Thomas has been flaky anyways. But I still don't think it was Thomas. But everybody was sussing Richy. Everybody was sussing Richy. If everyone's going to die, it's going to break your heart. It's going to break my heart too. Richy's going, it already broke my heart. Originally, I thought he was dead, but then I realized that normally we see the man without a face in the background, or hear his footsteps, or he shows his face to us, scares us. That's what I was waiting for, right? I was waiting for the man without a face to pick up the phone and kind of show. So let me throw this out there. Let me just kind of entertain this idea, this conspiracy. What if Richy faked it? What if, you know what? I think Richy's faking it. He bit down on some blood capsules inside of his mouth. He made some grunts or whatever. We never even heard the person scream in the video, right? When he called us, we never heard no scream. He falls down. He bites on a blood capsule to spit out this fake blood, and then he drops the phone, and then the phone's just, recording the sky, crows crowing in the background. What if Richy might be the man without a face, and this is a way to get everybody to think that he's not. Because you're right. Normally, the man without a face shows his face. He holds up the camera to let you see exactly who he is and what's going on. So I don't know. I have a feeling that Richy might still be alive. Richy's a jam man without a face. He's faking it. He's jam faking it. But either way, it looks like he's not going to be part of the story for very long. I mean, he might come back. He might come back as the man without a face. Oh, you think Richy is Jake? Richy is Jake. He's hiding out in a motel in room 8 because of the missing key in his log. Hmm. Is Richy Jake? Is Jake Richy? Finkel is Einhorn? Einhorn is Finkel? What do you guys think? Is Richy Jake? That would be interesting. Maybe he took himself out. That way he doesn't have to worry about the group anymore. He can just focus on being Jake. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know if I quite believe that. And the reason I don't really believe that is because Jake communicated with Hannah quite a bit. And if Jake is Richy, then why wouldn't Richy just communicate with Hannah back in the day, right? I don't know. Like you would think that Richy would have been way more a part of Hannah's life. You know, not necessarily a part of Hannah the way Thomas is, but would have been like Hannah's best friend. You know, so I don't really know. I wouldn't think that Richy is Jake. That's not what I'm thinking. I don't think Richy's Jake. I think Richy has more of a chance of being the man without face than Jake. Thomas is sus. I think Thomas is sus too. Thomas was real flaky in episode 7. He didn't really talk to us much at all. Why would Richy why why would Richy Jake add a face to track his potential enemies? Yeah, that's another thing too. Like all the way up until episode 7, Richy kept his identity secret too, right? Like all of his pictures was just the back of him, but he never had any pictures of himself. And then all of a sudden episode 7 comes out and you got Richy's gorgeous mug showing up all over the place, right? I'm right there with you, Alexa. I don't think Jake is Richy either. Why would Richy be the man without a face? Um, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why anybody would want to be the man without a face. Um, but I feel like this isn't the end of Richy. I don't think this is going to be the end of him. I don't think we hear about him in episode 9 unless, we might hear about, funerals or anything like that. But I don't think this is the end of Richy. I think Richy's still going to be a part of this story at some point in time, maybe down the line. Everybody really trying to hurt me. Yeah, Becca, everybody trying to hurt everybody right now. Maybe they just didn't have an actor for Richy? Uh, I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like there would have been at least an actor for every single person. Even Thomas. I mean, I think Thomas has an actor. We don't get a whole lot from Thomas. We haven't seen a whole lot of video recording or anything with Thomas, but I do think um, I think Thomas is still has an actor, and I think Richy had an actor. Cleo and Thomas are super sus, pushing Phil under the bus too. Do we think that Cleo and Thomas was the one that put Phil in in jail? Was it them that put him on that threw Phil under the bus and got him taken away? I don't know. I know they were super sus of Phil when they were trying to break into his basement, but I'm not sure what else. The only person who trusts is Jake, which is ironic. It's true. That's true, Katie. The only person I trust is Jake too. Um, yeah, which is weird because like in the very beginning, like no matter who it is, I don't care who you are or what you're doing, no matter what, if some random person starts to message you or calls you and they're some hacker and they're hacking into your stuff, you're not going to believe, you're not going to trust them, right? I mean, there's no way. It would freak you guys out. It would freak me out. It would freak everybody out. Let's see. Somebody was asking about the phone log. Let's see if we can find the phone log. We need to go to Jake. Jake's got the phone log. That's not it. Where is it? Hannah's phone log. Yeah, so we got Roger's Garage, Alan, Phil, Thomas, and then that number right there, 16035. I've seen some theories that that number is Jake's number, right? Because that's the number that Jake was supposedly called, right? That's the one he reached out to, and then we found out all the other ones. So we don't even have a name for that caller ID for the 16035. So there's theories that that's Jake. It's possible. I mean, who else would 16035 it, you know? And Jake didn't tell us who it was. You think the last number might be the prison, like the number to the prison? That's possible. That's possible, Hannah. Yeah, Alan, the second from the top there. Alan is the police chief. Richy attacked Jesse because the main character was getting it with her. He photographed Cleo marked himself to get him out of sus, then destroyed the evidence of Dan's accident, got Phil into prison and died. You should put died in quotes because we don't know if he's actually dead. He made it seem like he was dead, but he quote unquote died. But I mean that's interesting, Jim. That would be if Richy is the man without a face, that would be how he would do it. That would be it. Klein, you think that Jake is hiding the number from us? He definitely knows and definitely knows something and doesn't want us to know about it yet. I think you're right. That number's there's something behind that number, and we're probably going to find out maybe in episode 8. You think the last number is Jake's? He also said that he witnessed Hannah's kidnapping, so maybe. Plus, Jake did not want us to call that last number either, so he told us to start calling from first number. Yeah, I mean, should we try calling that number? I don't think it's anything's gonna. I think it's just gonna ring, ring, ring. It's never. No one's ever gonna pick up. But should we try calling the 16035? Maribel said you tried it, but it didn't work. Yeah, I don't think it works. I've tried calling a number in the phone before, and it never worked. I can't get the chat. There we go. Phone. Yeah, I think it's just gonna keep ringing, ringing, ringing. It's not even gonna cut off. Jake's definitely been a bit off. I agree with you guys. But at the same time, we don't really know Jake too well, so maybe that's normal for him. Tongue-tied is clueless. Alexa, I'm not clueless. I'm a little clueless. I have no idea what's going on. I still think Richy is man without a face, though, Alexa. Shrey, no idea when episode 8 is going to be. Normally it takes a couple months for them to drop a new episode. This episode 7 took a few months longer because of the virus and everything going on. So episode 8 may drop later. Maybe in a couple months or so. Dan went out with Lily on Jesse's date night. Is that what he did? I thought he was by himself. I thought Dan was by himself. I didn't think he went with Lily on that date. I mean, because we were talking with Dan for a little bit. Did anybody when you were completing episode 7, did anybody ask Dan to share a secret with them? Because I did not choose that option, but there was an option where you can ask Dan to share a secret. What did Dan say? There's a video for Richie's phone log. I mean, there's two videos there. The one with the Dare House, and then you had the one video that we just saw where he got taken out. Um, oh, okay. Said that he went to Lily. That's why Phil was mad at Dan. Okay. Serial killers normally integrate themselves into investigations. It's true. That's true. Yep. Dan ditched Phil to be with Lily. Okay. He said he met Lily when no one was with her, and he was the right guy. I think Hannah and Phil witnessed Jen getting hit by the car and ran away instead of staying behind. Hmm. Interesting. So maybe they're thinking that Phil was part of the hit and run that happened to Jen, and Hannah felt so guilty about it. Then Phil kidnapped Hannah and put her in her basement, so that way Hannah wouldn't go to the police and get Phil in trouble. You think that might be a potential theory? That's why Phil went to visit Dan in the hospital. Am I the only one who thinks there's two people behind all this? No, I think there could potentially be more than just the one person as well. However, most of the time it definitely persuades it to be one person. But I think it could potentially be more than one person as well. Have you heard of the game The Sign? It is from the same developers as Seven Endgame. I have not heard of that. I will look into that and see what it's about, and um, if it's something that we can potentially look into, or something that we can start playing. I'll definitely check that out. The Sign. I'll remember that. The episode left so many questions behind. That was That was Jennifer. How does Amy play into all of that? Why was Phil arrested? Did Richie really fake his death? And what does Jake hide from us? Right. Yeah, there's a lot of questions that that definitely were not answered. The video call. No, the video call was saved. This is the video call right there.
Hey,
Yeah, the video call was definitely saved.
any random scream. There was someone shouting my name, that's for sure.
However,
Straight from the forest.
yeah, so this is when
Turn on the camera.
yeah, the camera wasn't on. That now he turned the camera on. So that's why it was dark. But yeah, the video was definitely saved, Hadia. Amy was an accident because she looks like Hannah. Interesting.
What if that was Hannah? What if she needs my help?
Yeah, episode 7 was definitely short. I agree with you. It was definitely a not a very long episode for sure. What if Richie is really dead? I mean, that would be a shame. Richie's really I like Richie. However, I just don't think that's the case.
Hello?
I think he's still there. I think I think he'll be back.
Hannah?
I think Jesse finds Richie at the start of episode 8. That's possible. I mean, I think it'd be really hard to find Richie. He's all the way out. He's out in the forest by himself, and whoever did that to him could be potentially hiding his body as we speak. But if it's Richie, then I mean, who knows? Yeah, I think Rogers Garage is probably going to go out of business. I mean, you don't have Richie there. Jesse, she was a receptionist or his assistant or whatever, but wasn't you know wasn't the one working on vehicles or anything. So I think that business is probably definitely going to go under. Do I think Hannah's doing this all? Like maybe Hannah did all of this by herself? That would be interesting. I don't know how they could tie that into. I don't know how they could loop that all in, but I suppose that's possible. I mean, anything at this point in time, anything is possible. Can you do the other 7 endgame? Oh, so 7 endgame. There was two 7 endgames, and the one that I put out there was actually the second. It was actually the sequel, right? So there is another 7 endgames um with I can't remember what the main killer's name is, but I do know who the main killer is in the first 7 endgames. But no, yeah, I never did that. I never did the first 7 endgames, so maybe I'll put that out there. And I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have watched my playthrough for the first or the 7 endgames that I put out there, but I can definitely put out the prequel. You know, the first original. 7 endgames. The playthrough that I have, the playlist and the playthrough that I have is pretty good. I really enjoyed it. The puzzles are different. The puzzles are a lot harder in my opinion. Um, but the storyline was really good. It's pretty dark. Um, but if you actually watch if you watch 7 endgames, if you watch my playthrough for 7 endgames, it might give you a reason as to why I personally think that Richie might still be around. You know, he might still be the man without a face. Is there anything that you guys want to see while we're here? Is there a profile that you guys want to see? Is there a map? Is there something that you guys want to see before we end the live stream? You want to see Jesse? I know there was talk about Jesse was she changed her look, she changed her appearance, and yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, this was Jesse when we first met her, right? She had the red hair, a little bit of blonde coming out. That was the outfit she wore on our little cyber date, our little cyber date. And this is Jesse now. So it looks like she got her hair. Her hair is a little bit longer. It's a little bit darker. It's not as bright red. The last conversation with Cleo, yeah. So Cleo and Thomas were supposed to go to the pawn shop and figure out if there was any information on who sold them the bracelet, the emerald bracelet, and if they can get that information, that could definitely help us out a lot. Do you have a crush on Do I like? Does Tongue Tied have a crush on Jesse? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not gonna tell you though. I'm not gonna tell you. But maybe. I think Jesse's very attractive. I think Jesse's very attractive, but you know what? Richy, this gorgeous little mug right here. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's a jam model. Jam Richy, jam model. You want to talk about attractive? Somebody said something about the jail. You want to see the jail page. I don't remember which one is the jail, to be honest with you. I have to find it. This was that wasn't the jail page. Library, Black Swan, motel, Dare House. Yeah, I don't know where the jail is. There's the church. Gate of Hope. Yeah, I don't have a jail page. I'm not sure what you mean by jail page. You want to see Dan's profile? Klein, if you were being honest here, all of us have crush on multiple of those characters. That's right. You haven't even seen Jake, but everybody has a crush on Jake. Don't even know what Jake looks like, but everybody has a crush on Jake. Ted Madruga is the old bar owner that left Duskwood last. Interesting. Oh, the page for Lily. Okay, I got you. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so this is the jail page from Lily, the Department of Corrections. Give me 1 second. I just got to clear the comments right just for 2 seconds. For 2 seconds. Inmate name Ted Madruga. Inmate Department of Correction number. Hannah Donfort. That was her. That's right. I remember that because Lily sent us the picture of it, and we couldn't read it, right? So where did you meet this inmate? And it's not a friend, pen pal, work, family, neighbor. It was considered other. Are you a victim of this inmate's crime? No. Have you been arrested or received a criminal citation or notice to appear in court to respond to criminal charges? No. Do you ever help this or did you ever help this inmate commit a crime? No. And were you ever in prison? No. So Hannah Donford. But why would she go and see Ted, right? I mean, she has some type of relationship with him, but we don't know. It's not a friend, family, pen pal, neighbor, work, or prison. It's just it's considered an other, right? So we really don't know how Hannah knows Ted yet. We don't know yet. Yeah, so we don't know yet um, how Hannah knows Ted. Not yet, anyways. Do we think Ted had something to do with Jen's incident? And Hannah knew that? That's interesting. The whole Jennifer thing is so weird to me because my sister's name is Jennifer. Yeah, that can cut a little close to home there for you. No, Alexa, not Ted Bundy. however, however, they may have gotten Ted, the actual first name of Ted, from something along those lines. That is possible. Maybe they took Ted from that. Who knows? You want to see Cleo's profile? We can check out Cleo's profile. We didn't hear too much from Cleo this episode either, if you think about it. Her profile hasn't changed a whole lot either. We do have that picture right there where there was a little note on that stone that took me forever to find because the hell if I could see that. But yeah, there wasn't much with Cleo this time around. You guys want to see Granny's apple pie? Granny's apple pie. This is Chloe's Granny's apple pie. If you guys wanna learn how to make an apple pie. I might actually do that one day. I might actually try to make that apple pie one day just for the heck of it, and why not, you know? Yeah, Cleo and Thomas were on their way to the pawn shop last time we talked to them to find out more information on who sold the emerald bracelet to the pawn shop. If we can find that out, I think that would really open some stuff up for us. We can then talk to people and whoever that was. Who knows? It might have been Ted that sold him the bracelet. Cleo's been too quiet for your liking. She was focused. She was focused. She was focused by the man without a face, and now it's quiet around her. Yeah, yeah. I think the man without a face kind of scared her, so now she's just kind of taking a back seat to it all. Still trying to help, but still trying to stay out of the way. I think you're talking about the photo that we sent to Jake. This one right here. Yeah, that's Thomas. That is Thomas right there. So that's Lily, Thomas, and it looks like Hannah. So that's it. Yeah, I think you're right, Warren. I think that is definitely Thomas, Lily, and Hannah there. You want to see Richie's car? We can check out Richie's car. He's got an awesome car. I actually really like his car on his profile. Talking about this one right here? Or are we talking about this one? I think that was before that he got that car before he rebuilt it, um, which is now that, right? So it's a sweet car, gorgeous car. No, Richie's car is not the Gremlin. That's a Dodge. Yeah, Thomas was like suspect number one in the very beginning. He definitely always acted a little weird. However, I don't think it's Thomas. It just too close to home for it to be Thomas. What if Richie had the Gremlin? Who knows? I mean, we haven't seen what the Gremlin looks like yet. We don't know what the Gremlin looks like. Do we think Thomas's character is different from the original? I don't know. I mean, clearly his profile picture is definitely what we saw in the most recent picture of him, but we don't really have we didn't really have a picture of him beforehand. All of his pictures on his profile was all about Hannah. Yeah, I don't quite remember what his profile picture looked like before. I'd have to look back in my other videos to see it because we don't have that picture anymore, obviously. So you're saying when Jesse was giving us a tour, there was a guy that was watching her that looked like Thomas? That's interesting. I don't think I remember seeing that. You think Richie is lying about Dan's car to hide information for Jesse to protect Phil? Interesting. What if Richie was the one that actually did something to Dan's car? And now that so he sabotaged Dan's car, and then he was tasked with the trying to find what was wrong with the car to see if anything was sabotaged. So he could clearly say nothing was wrong with it in his investigation, even though he was the one that messed his car up in the beginning. All because Richie is the man without a face. Klein, yeah, I think so. I don't, yeah, Richie 10 years ago probably was possibly too young to drive. However, if Richie is 28, 29, 30 years old, 10 years ago, he was definitely driving, just a very young driver. So that is very possible. And as you guys can see, my battery is running out. So we're going to cut it right here. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 7 finale. I know that I did. I am looking forward to episode 8. Hopefully, it comes out a lot faster than episode 7, maybe in a month or two. I don't know. But when I find out, if I get notifications, updates, I'll be sure to let you guys know as well. Thank you guys all for being here, for showing up early, for showing up during the stream. I love it. Thank you guys all. As always, thanks for watching. Love you all. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.